In this video, we'll talk about replacing the bobbin on your Highland embroidery machine. Once we've determined that we do need to replace our bobbin, I'll need to open up the rotary hook cover and grab my bobbin case and a fresh bobbin spool. First thing I'll need to do to put my new bobbin in my bobbin case is I'll need to remove my old bobbin spool, which is now empty, and place my new bobbin spool inside the bobbin case. When I'm doing this, I want the thread on the new bobbin spool hanging over the top of the spool off on the right hand side, just like this. I'll then put the new bobbin spool in my case so that the thread is underneath these side plates. And I'm going to begin pulling the thread down to the right until right at about 4 o'clock on my bobbin case there's a little slit that I will slide the thread into and then pull it up until it snaps into my tensioner. Once I have it through there, I then need to bring the thread up by the pigtail on the bobbin case and wrap it around the pigtail one full time, and I'm ready to put it back in my machine. The last thing I'll want to do before I put my bobbin case back in my machine is I'll want to test the tension on my bobbin case. Your bobbin tension is of utmost importance if you're wanting to have good embroidery come out of your machine. Bad bobbin tension can lead to white bobbin threads showing up through your designs, and if your bobbin tension is too tight, it can lead to distortion on your embroidery designs as well. To test the tension, I want to unwrap the thread from the pigtail on my bobbin case, and then I'm going to hold that thread and just move my hand up and down, nice and easy. Whenever I do this, I'm going to see the bobbin case drop about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. This will tell me that my bobbin tension is set right where I want it. If my bobbin case is dropping more than 1 inch or 1.5 inches, maybe upwards of 2 or 3 inches, that'll tell me that my bobbin tension is too loose, and I'll want to tighten up that tension by turning this small flathead screw a little bit to the right. Turning it to the right will tighten up that tension for me, and I can test it again. If my bobbin case wasn't dropping at all, that would tell me that my bobbin tension is too tight. So I'll need to loosen it by turning this flathead screw again to the left this time. A little adjustment is going to go a long way in that usually you only need to turn this screw about 1/4 turn. That'll give you the adjustment you need to where you can test it again and make sure your tension is set properly. For a more precise way to check your bobbin tension, you can use a tension gauge. We sell these on our supply website, and they'll give you a really accurate reading on where your tension is set. To use this, I will again take the thread out of the pigtail on the bobbin case, and I'll slide both my bobbin thread and bobbin case into the gauge. I'll take the thread down around this bottom pulley, then up and over the top of the top pulley to the right of this thread guide, and I'll pull steadily out to the left. This gauge will tell me where my bobbin tension is set by this red line. Ideally, I want my bobbin tension set around 180 to 220 grams on this tension gauge. If I need to adjust it, I can do so the same way using this small flathead screw, turning it either to the right or to the left. And once I have that bobbin tension set properly, I'll wrap the thread around the pigtail once again, and I will cut off some of the excess. And then I'm ready to slide my bobbin case back into my rotary hook, and I'll want to push it in until I hear it click. Once I do this, I'll have about 2 to 3 inches of thread hanging out in front of the rotary hook, and then I can close up my rotary hook guard and begin running my machine once again.